What's up, people? Real quick, the last couple videos I've made, I really wasn't smoking anything other than these. And just so you know, real quick, hold on, I gotta wipe off the lens. It's really humid out here. Okay, sorry about that. Got a few personal messages from people who are in the fetish community, and it involves cigars, pipes, things of that nature, and that's not my deal. I don't judge those that do it, because whatever, you float your boat, go right ahead, but that's not my deal. So I've been contemplating whether or not I'm going to be doing that on camera anymore. I feel at some point I probably will, but for right now I'm not. So if that's what you're at my channel for, I'm not down. So keep that to yourselves. Second line of business. Life's been real hectic, so sorry I haven't had any videos. I don't know if there's anybody that really looked for my videos to come out, but I had a death in the family. Between school, which I do full-time, work full-time, and the reserves, I just haven't had time. So things are starting to settle down a little bit. I'm in between classes. So here's a video. I hope everybody who watched my Rolling Thunder video enjoyed it. I do that every year. I love that stuff. And my lens is fogging up again. So, on to the business at hand. This is actually videos for a response to Jay's question about, are we responsible for our feelings? I mean, you know, a couple other comments. I will put a link down in the description to his video if you haven't seen his video, although I'm pretty sure whatever subscribers I have probably seen, are probably subscribers to Jay as well. To me, in my train of thought, how we feel, or i.e. emotions, are conditional responses, conditional learning, based on whatever bullshit we've been through in our life, or, you know, what we've been taught to believe and think, as far as any number of things can be concerned. So no, I don't really think we are responsible or in control of how we feel about things. Like I said, because they're conditional responses. What we are in control of, however, is how we react on those emotions, i.e. our actions. You are responsible for your actions. Now, of course, there's going to be, you know, extreme cases where your emotions get the better of you. I am your typical guy, and growing up a very angry child and teenager and young adult, I, you know, took a wrong path in life and got involved in drugs and violence, and so I can appreciate that. But now, in my early 30s, and have gotten past all that, I joined the military. I've really come a long way from those days. You are, I believe 100%, you are responsible for your actions, not necessarily your emotions. If you can control your emotions, then to me you're no longer human, because that's what kind of makes you human, your emotions, being self-aware. You know, of course, some people say, yeah, animals have emotions as well. I'm not trying to go that deep with it. I believe humans are humans, and we are special in this great earth of ours because we have emotions and we can act on them, or we cannot act on them. So I believe we're more in control and responsible for the actions and reactions of the emotions, not necessarily in control of the emotions. You know, something can piss you off and you really not know why, you just know you are. Something can make you happy, but the person standing next to you might piss them off. So each individual person is, their emotions are special unto themselves. I don't see where that can be controlled. Love is an emotion. It is a triggered response to certain actions from other people. I don't see how you can control that. You can say, oh, I love that, but that's not love. Anybody who has actually felt love in their heart knows that that's not something you can control. I've talked to people that said you can't control who you fall in love with. Well, that would imply that you can't control your emotions, therefore you're not responsible for them. And we could play semantic BS and nitpick every word and the definition of every word all day long, but in the spirit of the question and the spirit of the video, my response to Jay, you are partially correct. Yes, we are responsible for how we feel, kind of, because you can train yourself to not be pissed off at certain things, like your neighbor. I gave you my response to that, but I'm kind of hard-headed. I would piss her off at every given chance, and she would either learn to leave me alone, or she would die an angry individual. So, I guess my official response is, you're not necessarily responsible for, or in control of your emotions. You are, however, controlled of how you act on those emotions and how you feel and things. So I hope this adds to the conversation, and I hope it gets people thinking. More videos to come. They're not all going to be about cigars or pipes, even though that will be a big part of it. I realized when I did my Rolling Thunder video that my videos are going to encompass all that is me. Firearms, motorcycles, cars, music, and of course tobacco. I love cigars and pipes. I love my motorcycles, and I love my firearms. So that's my 2 cents. Peace.